the time is 8:48. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. We are beginning the budget hearing for the treasurer. Representing the department is Treasurer Chris Hitchcock and Chief Deputy Treasurer Carolyn Mansfield. Present from the Commissioner's Office is Commissioner Lennon, County Administrator Jerry Morgan, Assistant County Administrator Linda Berhenny, Budget Manager Adrian Bourne, and Senior Fiscal Specialist Debbie Ashburn. We'll now discuss the budget for the treasurer.
And now we'll turn it over to Caroline.
So the only thing I had is obviously the Budget Commission increased the interest income to $3 million.
Right.
So it was $2,040,000. So another $960,000 on that. There were decreases in most of the non-departmental expenses. There were statutory increases in payroll for elected official, and then the delinquent tax, and the delinquent tax fee. Most of those were increases related to bringing wages up to current amounts. So that's what I had.
Okay, and I saw Tim in the hallway, and you tell us what to do, and we do it because I'm a rule follower. That's who I am. Can't help it. So I really don't have any questions other than the personnel with the raises. It wasn't on here, but I'm assuming that's because you're going to do that when you give us the funds. Is that correct?
That's right. Well, in the personnel sheets, you should have added the 3% for next year. I didn't add it myself. That's something that you guys typically did.
Okay, well then I will make sure that that's correct, because I don't think these are. And then, and I'm also missing from the delinquent tax part of it, but I will send an updated one with that, and that's it.
Yeah, so you'll add that 3% for 2024.
Right, I thought that I did, and that's why I didn't see it on here, so I will make sure that happens, and then we're good. That was easy.
What's the statutory increase? Is that for?
That's
I haven't heard that.
That the state passed for all elected officials.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes I think for another 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So there will be another adjustment in our investment funds return. We have tried over the past several years to not have any investments mature in the last week of the year.
What time is it?
Because accounting-wise, it ends up going into the following year. So Caroline has tried to avoid those investments, but we do have some investments that will be maturing in later November and early December. That's when we will have a final calculation. So $3 million is a very good guess for where we are as of September 1st. There will be an amendment.
Okay. And no end to these high interest rates on the horizon, obviously.
No, the Fed's already talking about another little bump. They don't like doing anything under 25 basis points, but who knows? We are, because we do a ladder investment portfolio strategy, we're doing extremely well. Scary.
Well done.
I have nothing to do with it.
You landed it. You did that.
Well, that's just prudent investment strategy.
Well, the other shoe's going to drop here, it sounds like, with property valuations coming, the reinvestment.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, I do. And it's, we're doing very well, but not everyone else is going to be doing very well here real soon. So I don't know when the plates are going to stop spinning, the music's going to stop, especially with sales tax, going off the chart, and everybody's flying high in the county right now. But I can tell you, we're going to be singing a different tune here next year.
So, not to digress.
Yeah.
The tax bills will be in the mail and hopefully delivered by either the first or second week of January. And between now and then, Chuck is going to be sending a notice out to all the taxpayers about the increase that's forthcoming. But when you actually get the tax bill and see what the increase is, that's when there's going to be a lot of phone calls. We're getting the phone calls now, and we're trying to be kind and gentle and saying, you know, your home is really valuable, it is increased in valuable. But when they see it in print,
Yeah.
there's going to be a negative reaction.
We had the budget hearing with the auditor last week, and I asked him if there's anything we can do as a county as a whole to try and help, you know, mitigate this or to soften this or find ways to, you know, I mean, there are ways to reduce, you know, intake of the revenue. I mean, there's things we can do. It just, you know.
He talked about, in the Budget Commission meeting yesterday, he actually talked about the possibility, one of the easiest ways that he could think of to do that would be to reduce the amount of the voted levies, like that, say, JFS and the Department on Aging take in, and then have the general fund transfer cash to those departments in order to make up the difference for them. So, because as he said in his budget hearing, he doesn't really want us to mess with the inside millage necessarily, the 2.5 mils.
Well, I just got a notice, I don't know if you've all read, but CCAO put out an update last week. Did you see that? And so this is nothing new, you know, not familiar with Geauga County, obviously. And there's lots of other counties across the state that are researching the same kind of options, you know. And I know he had said, you know, there's that 10 mil max, right?
Right.
And if you take, you know, if we reduced our inside millage and collection, that, you know, potentially some other taxing authority could pick that up.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, they could ask for it. The Budget Commission would
The
have to
budget,
approve
the budget, it's not necessarily.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not of a mind to approve much of anything these days.
Right.
So,
But I
because,
think during the discussion yesterday in the Budget Commission, that strategy of taking monies from the county commissioners and paying to these other entities is something that is going to be studied a little bit further, and the Budget Commission will be providing a letter of recommendation. But I think that sets a good example for a lot of the other taxing entities. Just last month, we finished all of the annual hearings, budget hearings, and there are some entities that do not need a nickel more of taxpayer.
well, that's what I'm saying.
And now they're going to get all of this money without a vote of the people.
Exactly. And you know, my feeling is, you know, we're getting the job done with, you know, then, you know, what we've been doing, and I think we could do it. What I feel is if we put the effort in, we could do it to get the same jobs done with less. And we should be researching that instead of every year this thing expanding. And I get it, the money's been coming fast and furious to the county and all counties through, you know, sales tax and everything else. But, you know, I don't want to say the word cuts, but, you know, we should be finding ways to reduce our expenses and seeing if what we can do to help lower this, you know. I don't know if there's, you know, whatever the strategies are, I'd like to see what we can do. I don't know if, you know, how much is an impact to the entire county, if, you know, is it $3 million or is it, you know, $15 million that would have an impact to the county? I don't know.
I think Chuck was saying with the changes, the county is looking to get another $3 million, probably through the
county
property
commissioners
tax.
are going to get $3 million.
Well, the county through the property tax.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all of the other entities, they're going to get between a 20 and 30% increase.
Right.
Does House Bill 920 not work anymore?
Oh, absolutely. Without House Bill 920,
Just not enough?
the taxes would be incredible. The problem is, because of COVID, the real estate market has burst. We have no supply. Interest rates are exorbitantly high. Nobody wants to move because they can't find another house for sale. And even if they could, the mortgage rates are prohibitive. So these are unusual times. In my 25 years here, I've never seen anything like this.
It's like a perfect storm.
It is. And there's legislation, in Columbus to limit any increases to no more than 5%, which is an interesting idea, but we'll have to see what the legislature does.
Is there any news on that House bill they were working on? I mean, is there any, I know, a couple of weeks or a couple of months back, they were talking about trying to put some common sense into these increases.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's a lot of talk.
Yeah. I mean, nothing ever comes out of
No.
Columbus that's,
Well, they get to talk to each other.
yeah. But, it just doesn't jive with what's going on in the real world. That's the problem. Like, this is going this way, and everybody else is going that way. You know what I mean? The time, like you said, the timing couldn't be worse. And I don't know, if we're going to have to adjust something. I don't know what the impact will be, but
In the meantime, the tax bills will go out, and people are going to be angry. They're already angry, but I mean really angry. And there will be some turmoil.
and with the Board of Revisions, I don't know how we are going to address that, because that's going to be a full-time department in itself that's going to be around the clock. I think you're going to see people lined up out the door for this.
And hopefully, Chuck has done a really good job of trying to move to electronic as much as possible, and that may
Works
well
very
be
well.
how we can go.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we have a new member of the board.
Only when they send me.
So the communication that Auditor Walter is going to be sending out to all the homeowners, is that going to have information on it particular to that homeowner?
That would
gonna
be a
show
Chuck
them-
question.
Well, okay.
I'm often called the auditor, but I am not the auditor.
Do you know, I haven't heard from the auditor, but do you know what authority he has at all to reduce?
None.
None. Okay. I didn't know if there was something.
Nobody, a judge does,
Yeah,
but that's it.
really?
Yes.
I think that map that the auditor created, which shows every township and municipality
Yeah.
approximately how high it will go up.
And that's a great tool. Would that people would actually look at it and understand the nuances.
I mean, yeah.
But it's,
But it's just been out since yesterday.
Do you want to get punched in the gut, or do you want to get punched
I-
upside the head?
Jen, I get punched all the time.
Right. You've been receiving a lot of calls, I take it? Okay. How are people hearing about it at this point? Because up to yesterday, I don't think anything was actually public.
We have 800 people on escrow payments. So the escrow payment system, we collect money in anticipation of their paying the tax bill.
Okay.
The tax bill is due February 21st. So for the 5 months previous, we are collecting their money out of their
Also,
checking
why
account.
not? In
So
anticipation.
So it's already going.
Oh, so they're going, hey.
No, it
Yeah.
actually didn't go, it went up slightly, but in anticipation of that, because there was a timing,
Yeah,
there was a timing issue that, because we sent out our bills on the regular time schedule, but the auditor didn't really
in the same week.
communicate that they had their figures, so our bills were, it was just a timing issue.
Okay.
So he sent out a letter to all of those people on payment plans
Yeah.
with his
Just to
phone
bring
number
it-
to call and vet.
bring it to
and
their
they have
attention.
it.
So Chris, there was talk, a while back, I think even the previous auditor that was looking into it, about the idea of either reducing or setting a cap of some sort for seniors. And was there?
Again, that's the Ohio Revised Code.
Oh, okay.
I had a very nice woman yesterday who was
Yeah.
saying she's going to have to sell her home because she can't afford it.
Right.
She lives in Canyon Lakes.
It's all relative. Yeah.
And she wanted to know about the homestead program. So, well, if your income is, I thought it was $41,000. I'm mistaken. I think it's $32,500. She and her husband make a little more than that.
Yeah.
If they were old enough, it wouldn't matter. Fortunately for me, my husband was old enough, and so I get it for the rest of my life, even though my income is not that low.
Enjoy.
I am enjoying it. I know it's not fair, but thank you for it.
Yeah.
What about reducing the sales tax? Would that have, what kind of impact would that have?
That doesn't change real estate tax collection.
No. No, it wouldn't really have much.
It would be a
And it's
different form of
consumption
relief.
based, so,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
less people buy, the less they pay.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna see that obviously come to a screeching halt when people start having to shell out 40% more on property taxes.
We expected this in 2008,
And then, yeah,
and we were, Geauga County's, I'm embarrassed by its richness. We are a very wealthy county. We are not a transient county. When people buy, they stay. And we all benefit from that.
Now, the letter you sent out approximately on September 14th, how many households did you send that to? Because not everyone got that letter.
I think about 800. Every
All the people
person
in the
in the escrow program.
Yeah.
They were mainly in 2 tax districts.
Got it. So, Newberry and where else?
Yeah, somewhere else.
Okay.
And they all call Mary Kay. That's what
Except
she does.
they did put on the bottom that if you had any questions, you could call and vent to your county treasurer.
Yeah.
And Dorothy highlighted that and gave that to me, so I'm going to do that when we get back to the office.
And I look forward to the conversation.
Over the last, say since like 2021, what have the property increases been? It seems like they went down the one year, didn't they? Last year?
Well, we only do the reval every 3 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
3-year increments. And the tax collection rate is extremely high. We're actually over 100%.
Yeah.
Because we chase down the deadbeats. So the county value has not gone up. We've had new housing, new construction, so that's an incremental increase. But the last, again, this would be an auditor question. The last triennial update was modest.
Yeah.
It was based on sales, so it's
Yeah.
not an actual physical audit, so sales
Yeah, no,
went down.
mine went up like 18% or something in 2020.
It did?
Yeah.
Wow,
I feel like mine
mine didn't.
didn't.
Well, the time before that, which was it was a while before that, it did go down slightly.
Mhm.
So, but in 2020, mine went up.
So make up for it now.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's, it's not incremental. This is not incremental. This is-
And these
Yeah.
calculations are, done with a great deal of accuracy. This is not, well, let's just round that off and we'll take a 0 off here. They're off actual sales. And we all benefit.
Depends how you say that.
Well, if the most valuable item in your portfolio,
No, it is.
typically your home,
Yeah. And you want the value of your home to go up. I mean, you do,
Yeah.
I think. It's just, you don't want to pay for it.
Like the lady in
Is it still on,
Canyon Lake?
is it still on the average of 2% of a home will go up in value? 2% a year?
oh, well, you're the realtor.
I just wanted to ask.
We had
Check
a,
the line numbers.
my son was looking for a house a while ago. There was a house that came on the market and was sold in the first hour
Oh, yeah.
Right.
for way beyond the ask,
And that's what
because there's no supply.
Right. The inventory's down.
Yeah.
prices up.
I talked to a loan manager and he said that half the houses that are transferred are bought with cash.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a $300,000 house or a 1.5. Isn't that amazing?
Geauga County. It's not amazing. We're the second wealthiest county in the state. Thankfully. Makes Caroline's job a lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay, the time is 9:08. This concludes the budget hearing for the treasurer's office.